Hola, hola, mis amores. My name is Madison, and welcome to our channel where I'm going to teach you a little bit of Spanish. So let's set the scene. You're traveling to a Spanish-speaking country, yet you don't know any greetings or goodbyes. That's a pretty awkward sight to see. Let's see how this goes. Pretty awkward, right? If you don't know how to start a conversation with someone, you're standing there awkwardly staring at each other, and we don't want that at all. So culturally speaking, greetings and goodbyes are very important and what brings us together as a culture and as a society. So without us knowing how to do that, we're pretty lost and we're in that awkward silence phase. So think about how many times a day you use some sort of greeting. You pick up your phone to text somebody, you're sending a greeting. You answer the phone, you're using a greeting. You walk into a restaurant, a store, you use some kind of greeting. Greetings are everywhere and they are so important to the foundation of speaking Spanish. So today I'm going to teach you some very basic ones, and the first one is pretty simple and pretty easy. Hola. You can use hola at pretty much any time of the day. It doesn't matter if it's morning, night, afternoon. Hola is universal. Now, the next three greetings that I'm going to teach you are pretty important to the time of day. You can't just use these ones whenever you want, like you would with hola. So let's start off with good morning. Good morning in Spanish is buenos días. Buenos días. Good afternoon in Spanish is buenas tardes. Buenas tardes. And then finally, good evening or good night is buenas noches. Typically, buenas noches is kind of confusing to some people because they hear it as good night and they're like, that's a goodbye. Well, culturally speaking, buenas noches is also how we say good evening to someone. So you walk into a restaurant for dinner, you're typically probably going to hear buenas noches. All right, so you're looking at me and you're like, all right, Madison, I got these 4 greetings. I need more practice. Where can I go? What can I do? Well, stay tuned in this video, but also download the Unacademy app. It has so many great lessons to keep you on top of your stuff. All right, let's play a game. Let's practice some of these, but in a game form. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the scene. I'm going to give you a couple scenarios, and you're going to tell me which greeting out of the 3, buenos días, buenas tardes, y buenas noches, that you would use in that situation. Because if you remember, these 3 greetings are very important to the time of the day. Oh, sorry. I know this is kind of rude, but I have a streak going on the Unacademy app, and I mean, we know streaks. I got to maintain that streak, so bear with me while I complete my streak, my daily lesson on Unacademy. Okay, let's see. All right, identify the image. It's a picture of a house. Okay, house, casa. All right, mi pasaporte goes with my passport picture. Mi casa goes with the casa picture. Okay. I have a car here, coche. All right, complete the sentence. Mi nombre blank Marta. 2 people talking. Es. Okay. Ooh, it has an iPhone picture there. Oh, celular. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I mean, we know we have to maintain our streak, so I had to maintain my streak, so thanks for bearing with me while we do that. So let's get back to our game. So I'm going to set the scene, and you have 3 options to choose from. Let us know in the comments if you get your answers correct, and we'll pause the video, or you pause the video, and you can see if you got them correct. All right, the first scene. You wake up, it's about 7 a.m., and you want to text your friend in a Spanish-speaking country. Which greeting are you most likely using? Buenos días, buenas tardes, or buenas noches? In this scenario, you'd most likely be using buenos días because it's 7 a.m., you're just waking up, and you're sending a message to your friend. Okay, so our next scenario, you're walking into a restaurant, it's about 7 or 8 p.m., and you're greeted by the host. Which greeting is the host most likely going to be using with you? Buenos días, buenas noches, or buenas tardes? Lock in your answer in the comments, let us know if you got it right. And the correct answer is buenas noches. It's about dinner time, nighttime. You would use good evening in this scenario. You cannot use any of the other ones because they're not really culturally appropriate. Another really cool cultural thing that happens in Spanish-speaking countries when it comes to greetings is that they greet people with 2 kisses on each cheek. But have no fear, this is a very normal and polite way to greet somebody in Spanish. So you walk into somewhere, they say buenos días, mwah, mwah, on each cheek. I remember the first time I walked in somewhere and they greeted me on each cheek. I was very taken back. So don't worry, this is very normal and polite way to greet somebody in Spanish-speaking countries. And I think it's important to remember as we learn these cultural tidbits about different Spanish-speaking countries is that just because something is different doesn't mean it's wrong or bad. It's just something that tells us what the culture and the country values in that time. It tells us so much about the way that people interact, talk to each other, and the importance of greetings and hellos. All right, let's get to the last scenario here. So into somebody. Which greeting are they most likely going to be using with you? Buenos días, buenas noches, or buenas tardes? Lock in your answer. In this situation, they're most likely going to be using buenas tardes because it's the afternoon, it's about 2 p.m., and it's a very polite greeting. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining. I hope you learned a little bit more about greetings in Spanish-speaking countries, some cultural aspects, the kisses on each cheek, and how important greetings are to a society and what they tell us about their way of life. Join us next time for more Spanish lessons just like this.